Hello, I would like to welcome you to Madisen's Match Week as we hear from some of the legends of the game and raise money to support the new pediatric neurosurgery program at the Gala Children's Hospital of Southwest Florida. My name is Duane Chaney, founder of Madisen's Match, and today I'm incredibly honored to be joined by the former world #1 doubles team, winners of 119 tour titles, 16 Grand Slam titles, winners of the 2012 Olympic gold medal, Davis Cup champions. The list goes on and on and on. More importantly, great friends of Madisen's Match, Mike and Bob Bryan.
Hey, Duane. Hey, Duane. Having us on.
Yeah, thank you so much for spending some time with us. Great to see you guys. It's been a little while due to COVID. We really missed you seeing here in Fort Myers, and looking forward definitely to seeing you next year. So how have you guys been?
Doing great. Been just spending a lot of time with the family. Been on the shelf for a little while. We're kind of bummed that we missed Madisen's Match obviously this year. We love that event. We've done it numerous times. It's a great time. Congrats on what you turned this charity event into. It's massive. It's cool. Big crowds, fun clinics and pro-ams. So we're sorry to miss it. We're going to be back next year. But yeah, we've just been spending a lot of time at home with the family. We've been on the tour for 25 years, so it's actually good to get in a little routine and just quality time, resting the bodies, the minds, and just getting a lot of time with the family, which is nice.
Excellent. Well, as you said, our goal at Madisen's Match has always been to use tennis as a way to bring people together and raise money for kids with cancer. So, you guys have been you've been with us for a couple years. So what has it meant to you to be a part of Madisen's Match?
It's meant a lot. We've had a great time, like Mike said, doing your event, but it also feels good to raise money for the best cause there is, pediatric cancer. To see those kids and to put smiles on their faces while we're in town means everything to us. You're a big inspiration to us and our foundation, what we do each year. But it's a real feel-good event. You get an amazing field of pros that are happy to be there, and I know everyone just leaves with a great feeling. And pros come back year after year because they know they're doing great for the community, but for the kids with cancer. I know you've had like the Jensen brothers there for almost a decade. The goalie's been there every year, and since we started doing the event, all we want to do is just come back and help out again.
Yeah, I mean, we've been very lucky just to have great pros, just great people. That's what's been important to me, is that everybody's there for the right reason. They connect with our supporters, and they really want to help us grow from year to year. So again, I just really want to thank you and Mike for making time, especially when you're on tour. And I just know how busy and how demanding your schedule has been. So to squeeze us in between Indian Wells and Miami, really meant a lot to us for you guys to do that.
No problem. Yeah, man. We had a great time. It's one of the premier events on the schedule, especially giving back to charity and the pediatric cancer. And so we snuck it in our schedule. Now we have a lot more time now that we're retired. So you can make the date anything you want. We'll be there. But just a tremendous effort by you. I know how much hard work goes in behind the scenes making an event like that happen. I mean, we have a couple charity events in the year. They're a lot smaller, and they feel like it's a big burden, a lot of work. There's a lot of stress. So huge congrats on your vision on making this thing so great.
So we've purchased equipment. We go to the hospital every year to say, hey, what do you need? How can we help? And this year, the goal is to bring a pediatric neurosurgery program to Southwest Florida. So what that means is for kids who need brain surgery, right now, they have to be transported either 2 hours to Tampa or to Miami because we just don't have the specialized care here yet. Sure. So the funds that we raise this year and through other fundraising efforts are going to help bring that here. They'll bring the specialized equipment, the surgeons, just everything that's needed to help have kids and their families stay here when you need that type of care. So that's what we're trying to accomplish through this. And again, thank you guys for helping us. So looking back to 2018, we were treated to a performance by the Bryan Brothers Band. And I still run into people and they rave about just the time they had, and it was just so much fun. And you guys just put on a great show. So tell us how the band got started and what's been one of like your highlight moments while performing.
Yeah, well, my dad was in a band. We didn't have TV in our house, so we always had instruments lying around and a lot of time on our hands that we weren't wasted on, playing video games or doing that. So we'd do our homework after tennis, and then we'd have time to just pick up the instruments and do our thing. So we started playing. My dad taught us all of the oldies, the stuff that he learned from the 60s and 70s. And we started jamming. And then once we got out of college and we had time in hotel rooms, we started learning the stuff that we liked, U2, Dave Matthews, Tom Petty, and spending time after the matches doing that. It really was a good balance for our brain. Took, the mind off the points, the money, and the stress of the tour. We could just lose ourselves in the jamming and the creativity, and we would do it together. It really helped our bond. We didn't talk so much after the matches, and we didn't want to like point fingers at each other. We just go in a room and jam. And I think it brought us together, brought us closer together. We have the Bryan Brothers Band that goes around, plays events like yours, and we've played at Indian Wells. We do that gig every year. There's like 5,000 people there in the food court. We have a blast. A lot of our friends are musicians. Jim Bogios from the Counting Crows. It's a good buddy of ours, James Valentine from Room 5. Guys that love tennis and music, and we kind of do an exchange on the road. We give them some tennis lessons. They help us with their music. I'm still playing a lot every day. I know Mike's got a big music room at his house. Our kids are going to get into it. My kids are taking lessons all the time. Mike just had a baby. Jake just turned 1. I'm sure he's already actually banging on the drums.
Yeah,
he's only 1.
Yeah, exactly. Blessed.
But it's just, we've put a lot of hours in music, and it just feels like the time goes like that. We love it so much. So it's something we're going to continue to do our whole life.
So I was looking back through just like the archives, and I saw, there's an interview from back in the day, and I think you're playing like the Viper Room or something like that. That was like big. So what's the story with that?
Yeah. We in 2008 we decided to cut our own album. So we were on the road for about a year. We wrote some songs with a really good singer that we met in LA, David Barron. And so we just wrote songs about our travels on the tour. One song, so the name of the album is called Let It Rip, just let the shots rip, chasing the sun. We're always going around the world chasing the sun. We thought we wrote just an amazing album. We loved it. It was a fun process. Went in the studio. So just got a taste of being, real musicians. And so we did our launch party at the Viper Room, which was cool because the famous spot in LA, it's on Sunset. The Guns N' Roses have played there. A lot of great bands. It's a really small, intimate place. And we did feel like real rock stars. That was a big highlight for us.
One of the biggest moments of our music careers, which are not big, was playing Arthur Ashe Kids Day. And there's 20,000 kids in the crowd, and we got to go up there and play a couple songs, which was awesome. Novak Djokovic joined us on stage to rap a verse of one of our songs. And so that was cool. And then the Counting Crows once invited us on stage at a concert in Tampa. And that was a big crowd as well. And we got to go up there and play like their last song called Hanging Around. I played keys and Mike played guitar, which was a big moment for us.
So is there more pressure being on stage, performing music or being on court?
I would say music. Tennis it does come a little bit more naturally. Put more hours on the tennis court, and it's really sunk into our bones. And when we're on stage, like you play your best music when you're not thinking, but sometimes, the analytical mind comes in when you look out and you see a lot of people watching in there. Luckily, they're usually there to watch us play tennis, and music is kind of just an afterthought. So but it's, I don't know. They're both just a blast, to share, our love for tennis and music and be able to do it in front of people. But yeah, we want to play Madison's match again. If she'll have us back out there, we'll put us anywhere you want, put us in a closet, we'll play,
Yeah, that's definitely been one of the big requests is to get the band back. So that's our goal is to start the 2022 tour with the Bryan Brothers Band.
Nice.
So kind of shifting to your tennis, like So you've had some amazing moments, amazing matches on, throughout your career. So are there any matches or memories that stand out to you guys the most?
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of milestones in our career, and the joy that we feel when winning a big title is kind of all relative. I mean, we were looking back at some of the ones that are huge memories in our mind. It's like boys 14 clay courts finals in Fort Lauderdale, winning our first gold ball. We felt just as elated and over the moon about that as we did winning the gold medal. Or winning Kalamazoo, the nationals as first year 18s and getting a wild card into the U.S. Open. I mean, how could it get any better than that? Going from juniors to getting a glimpse of the show, of the big time, and having a credential around your neck and getting to share the locker room with Sampras and Agassi and getting a chance to play under the lights in New York. So yeah, it's all relative. Winning the NCAAs for us. I remember sleeping with the NCAA trophy. I asked Dick Gould, like, can I have this trophy for the night? He's like, yeah, but tomorrow we work on winning the next year. So he's like, enjoy it for one night. Because his big thing was never be satisfied. But luckily we had a lot of great moments. Luckily we could share it together, and it was something that we loved. Our parents were very smart the way they presented tennis to us. My dad would always drive us around to pro matches and college matches, and we really got to see the top level from a young age, and got to develop idols. And Agassi was our god. But yeah, it was a good ride. Hopefully we have some more great memories, like in Fort Myers, or maybe on the senior tour doing some exhibitions, and maybe we see our kids doing this one day. Who knows?
Yeah, I think playing on teams is extra special. Playing for Stanford, and getting to win the NCAAs with your teammates who you work all year for. You fight for. You're kind of like blood brothers. We're all in a fraternity together, and so that really sticks out, along with the Davis Cup, winning that for the USA in Portland. We ended up clinching the final match. So that was really cool, just sharing those moments with Andy Roddick, James Blake, our captains, our practice partner. And so those moments just become really sticky in your mind because they're so emotional. Because you're not really just playing for yourself, you're playing for something a little bigger. So that was really cool too.
I mean, there's just, I'm sure like just the list of everything that you guys accomplished has been just, it's an never-ending list. And I was looking back through just match archives, and I saw Bob had a tight match with Sampras back in the day.
Yeah.
On grass. So
yeah.
That was cool. I mean, yeah, those guys, we were 8, 9 years old. Those guys were winning Grand Slams, and we really looked up to those guys. The big conversation around the club when we were juniors was, are you an Agassi guy or a Sampras guy? That was the huge rivalry. And we were Agassi's, but a lot of our buddies were Sampras, and we'd fight about it every day. Yeah, and then I got a chance to play Pete on grass, which is not fun. His second serve was coming in like 115.
Wow.
And I just couldn't believe how big this guy was serving, and he was hitting the corners and making it look so easy. It was like 6-4, 6-4, and the score looked close, but it wasn't. It was not close. I got broken, I think, first game of each set, and then I didn't lose a point on my serve from then out, because he was like, he was just going through the motions. That's just the type of guy he was. One break was good enough for Pete. I got to play Agassi at home in LA at the LA Open, which was cool. Mike qualified for the US Open in 2000, I think, won, and drew Andre Agassi first round Arthur Ashe Stadium night match, which was a blast.
No pressure.
Yeah. I mean, we had our rooms posterized with Agassi posters. We wore the long tights they used to wear back in the early 90s. We're just kind of like psycho fans of this guy. Got his autograph 100 times, and then I ended up qualifying for the US Open back in 2001, and I look all the way down the draw. I can't see my name, and I look at the very bottom, and of course, it's right next to Andre Agassi. So I'm like, oh my God, this is it. Like, it's tough to go out there because you want to believe you can win, but you love the guy so much, and you just think you put him on this pedestal that like deep down, you just want to kind of just go out there, have fun, look good. And yeah, actually, I played a good first set, 6-4, but then he knew that I was like a little bit nervous and I was kind of like starstruck, and he just ran me side to side. He didn't hit the winner, and so he had me on a yo-yo, and he just took my legs out. And then the last couple sets were just fit, bop, bap, but maybe that was good, because then after that I'm like, okay, maybe we should play some doubles. Let's play together. Let's play together. Let's go for it. Yeah.
Again, just great story. So, you guys have been on tour for 25 years, constantly traveling and just dealing with the demands of just being a pro athlete. So now that you're retired, how have you been able to enjoy your time off the court?
Yeah, I mean, you never know if you're going to miss it. Miss the adrenaline and being in the lounge and living the tour life. But honestly, we don't miss it. So that means that it was time to step away. It's been great to spend time here at home, with the families. Like Mike said, the kids are getting to an age, where, they're in school, they're doing cool stuff every day. It's time to devote more energy to, helping them out and being the best fathers we can be. But we've had time to do a little coaching on the side. I know Mike's got a couple local kids that are trying to get full rides into colleges. He's been helping them, and I've seen their improvement a lot. I've been helping a guy here in Miami, and he's starting to do well in tournaments. So it's nice to, make an impact on some of the generation. And I think that's what we love to do. We want to stay involved in tennis. And I think, teaching some of these kids the wisdom and the lessons that we learned from this great sport is something that we really enjoy.
So I guess, Mike, you've been able to enjoy, spending time with Jake.
Yeah, it's been cool. Yeah, Jake was born right before my birthday last year, late April. And so, yeah, during the lockdown. So, it was actually really cool. It was like a blessing in disguise. Got to spend every day with him for the last year. We still traveled a little bit and went to Slovakia, where my wife's from. So we took him kind of, a little bit around the world, and he's been a good little dude. He just took his first steps yesterday. Yeah, and you just really appreciate it, because if we were, trying to play on tour, the priority is kind of about yourself, and you're always worried about your body and how, your game's feeling. And now, kind of devote that energy toward him. And so it was actually perfect timing, I think, because, I'm not selfishly just thinking about trying to get to the top of the rankings. I'm actually, just quality time with him every day. I wake up early and I do the whole, play time and feed him. And so it's just get a good taste of fatherhood, which is fun. And I've seen Bob do it for so many years, and he's a great daddy. I mean, he brought the whole family on the road. It was like a traveling circus. I don't know how he could, play the matches and then go and take the kids to the park but he was just juggling all those things, which is just amazing. I don't know how his mind processed it all, but I liked, my situation a little bit better than yours, Bob, now.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of like the blessing and the curse of COVID is, obviously it kind of cut your retirement to a little bit short, but it also gave you time to spend time with your family that you probably wouldn't have had otherwise.
Yeah, it was, I think that the tour is in a tough spot right now. The players going into the bubbles, and, probably the mental health of the players isn't at its best. Money's had to be cut, tournaments have had to be cut. So I know some of the players are out there, they're struggling. This is not a great time to be a professional tennis player. So for us, maybe it was the best time for us to go. We had a great start of last year. We got to play Davis Cup again. We got to win the tournament in our backyard, Del Rey. And so we had some great moments. It would have been nice to finish at the US Open where we planned, but there were no fans there. And it was probably the best time to step away, and no regrets.
Well, we'll do our best to give you a royal send-off, that you guys deserve at Madison Smash next year. And that's what we were looking forward to last year was, packing the crowd and really giving you guys the send-off that you guys deserve. So that's our goal for next year is to.
All right.
Awesome.
Thanks, Wayne.
So looking forward, what does the future have in store for you guys?
Yeah, as Bob said, we're getting into a little coaching, giving back. We're still going to work hard on our foundation to raise money for kids, and yeah, I'll be going over there to Europe, maybe make a couple appearances at Wimbledon. They made us members, which is really cool. Like, we didn't see that coming, because usually to be a member of Wimbledon you have to win the singles, but they made us honorary members, which is going to be fun to take the family over there and just get a taste of the Grand Slams without having to compete. And then, yeah, you'll see us. We'll be at the US Open doing some stuff and working for the USDA Foundation. So we might play team tennis at the end of the year. So we're keeping the bodies loose, and yeah, we've still got the rackets in the hand a lot, so which is fun.
And for you, Bob?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot of that with Mike. Maybe we'll dabble a little bit in commentary. We're going to see if we enjoy that. Maybe try it this summer. Play a few of those Courier Champions Tour events, and we'll see our old buddies like Marty Fish and James Blake and Roddick, which will be fun. And then we're going to do some exhibitions. We'll probably do 10 or 15 exhibitions once everything opens up in September, August, and a few fantasy camps. But I don't think you're going to wonder where we are. We'll be around the tennis scene. Sure, we'll cross paths many times.
Well, you guys obviously have been great for tennis and have just given so much back to the game. And I think you've really set a solid precedent for the next generation coming up to just follow in your footsteps. So, you've set the example. So again, we're going to close up here, and just want to thank you guys for spending a few minutes with us today. It really meant a lot to me to have you guys on here. You've really helped make Madisen's Match a special event beyond, what I would have thought possible when I first started this 12 years ago. So today is the last day to visit madisensmatch.com to make a donation or place a bid on some of our incredible auction items. So we thank you for your support to help fund the pediatric neurosurgery program at the Gala Center Children's Hospital, Southwest Florida. So Mike and Bob, encourage everybody to get out there and donate, support our cause, and say a few.
Yeah, this is an amazing cause. Please be generous, give everything you can give. We've seen the impact that Madisen's Match has had on so many kids. So we think this is one of the greatest causes out there. So do everything you can to help. And we hope to see some of you next year in person, but let's raise some money this year.
Yeah, no, get out there and please donate. We weren't able to be on the court this year and raise the money that way, but this is a way that you guys can help this cause, and it's really the best cause. Kids with cancer, they need our support, so please donate. Thank you.
So thanks again, Mike and Bob, and we will see you next year at Madisen's Match 2022.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.